Hi, I'm Vanessa Marquette, and this is What's Brewin at the IVMF, our third virtual What's Brewin episode. Today we have some providers and partners of the IVMF here to talk about our Veterans Employer Coalitions in New Mexico and Pennsylvania. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Carmen, would you like to go first?
Sure thing. Thanks so much for Vanessa having me here today. Really excited to be here. Carmen Bruce, I am a member of the diversity recruiting team at PNC. I'm a diversity specialist.
So I'm Megan Andros. I am a senior program officer at the Heinz Endowments. So thanks.
Shannon, how about you?
Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon Jacques. I'm the vice president of the Hispano Chamber here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We are a large chamber, a little over 1,100 members, and we service the community in so many different facets of small business. So I'm excited to partner and talk a lot about our VCEC program and how that really helps our members in hiring and recruitment of veterans. So I'm excited.
My name is Cindy Dominguez-Trujillo. I work for the 377th Air Base Wing out at Kirtland Air Force Base that's located in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So can we start out by talking about what a Veteran Employer Coalition is and why they're so important?
May I go first?
Mm-hmm.
So I think out at Kirtland Air Force Base, we have what's called it's called TAP. It stands for Transition Assistance Program. That offers our veterans the services to learn how to build resumes, how to do some financial planning, how to navigate some of the employment websites that are out there prior to them retiring. And these are really valuable skills. Unfortunately, those are skills that we provide to them and services that we provide to our veterans prior to them separating or retiring. A coalition is a great addition or extension of that program because it allows veterans to continue to receive these types of services even after they retire and or separate, and be able to build relationships with other retirees in the communities that they're interested in moving to and or working in.
And so I'll just jump in to continue there with Cindy. So what we did was we partnered together here at the Hispano Chamber of Commerce because of our unique situation in which we have a lot of outreach to our community over the last 45 years and lots of partnerships and with different organizations and business owners. We thought it might be a great way to connect and really teach the small business owner or the business owner to connect with veterans. What are their unique needs? What are the strengths and weaknesses, and how do we help to create a better a cohesive ecosystem between hiring the veteran, retaining the veteran, and making sure that they have the right training. They come from a different background than say most when it comes to training. And so that's kind of how the partnership with Cindy and our air base here came to be. So we're excited because we're developing this and ready to get it off the ground. And I think it's going to be really great effort in the community to be able to hire our veterans and put them to work. A lot of them retire early and are ready to go to work. And so we need to make sure that our small businesses have that proper training to do so.
Jump in really quickly for Pittsburgh and just say that we're not a military town. We have a huge, Pennsylvania is one of the largest guards in the country. But as far as active duty is concerned, we don't really have a large footprint here. And so most of the veterans that end up in Pittsburgh come from other places. So they get the TAP class as they're transitioning, but they land in a place like Pittsburgh, and our companies that are here aren't as connected to the military and military lifestyle, MOSs, specialties as maybe they are in Albuquerque. We should talk about it. But I think for us, it's been a little bit of education about what it means to serve in the military, what people have done, what that life experience looks like, and how it translates to the corporate sector, and then also just sort of practical ways in which, now that we understand that, how do we find, hire, and retain? And I think a lot of that has been around pipeline building too. So we have a number of nonprofits that serve veterans, but where and how do companies access them and pull the talent into their companies? So I would say just having a conversation in a place where we can all learn and grow has been helpful to our community.
Yeah, and then just to jump in and kind of conclude from what all of the women have said, from an employer's perspective at PNC Financial Services, we really see it as that connectivity point between employers. So an opportunity for us to reach out to other employers to say, hey, we've got this awesome veteran. Maybe they're not a great fit at PNC, but they could be a really great fit at Giant Eagle, which is one of our largest supermarket providers here in the city of Pittsburgh. So it gives us that, some of the words that we've already used, the connection, the partnership, the opportunity to make sure that any veteran will be able to find a place, will be able to find a home, because it really does take a village, and we've got that at the PVEC.
Thank you all. That's very true. It does take a village. So July 25th is Hire a Veteran Day, and in referencing Dr. Mike Haney's business case for hiring a veteran, he's our executive director and founder of the IVMF and also vice chancellor of Syracuse University. He says veterans are known to be entrepreneurial, assume high levels of trust, have advanced technical training, can adapt easily to change. So wondering if you could talk about why employers should hire veterans, and what have you seen in veterans that make them stand out over the others in the workplace?
So the way that we do it at PNC, and I think in having conversations with other members of the PVEC in Pittsburgh, we're finding that a lot of times organizations really are evaluating that talent based off of the company's mission, vision, culture, values. So we're looking to find people that fit into our family. And when you think about what a veteran brings to the table, exactly what that business case is, if organizations are willing to recruit top talent based off of what those value systems are, the mission, the culture around the organization, you're going to realize that the business case for hiring veterans is there. Because when you think about it, what they bring to the table, the idea of teamwork, integrity, some other things that align with PNC, work-life balance, performance, all the things that veterans have been bred to do when they were prior military, it's going to fit into your organization if you run it that way. And I think, now more than ever, especially when you think about work-life balance and what we've got going on in current state, organizations are really looking for folks that will fit that breed. So it makes sense to us, absolutely.
I think that our veterans are very goal-oriented. They've been conditioned, most of them have spent a career, 20, 30 years in the military prior to separating or retiring. They've spent their entire career working towards accomplishing a mission. Again, I'd like to reiterate the teamwork. They are used to working closely together to be able to accomplish that mission and to solve some of the most difficult issues, not just in the United States, but in the world. They have an invaluable work ethic. They strive on structure, and most importantly, they are able to adapt to change very quickly. And I think that's because they've spent an entire career, an entire lifetime relocating and having to adapt to various environments, as well as, they bring to the table a lot of invaluable experience that they gain overseas.
So what we've all talked about here, what I've heard my colleagues here talk about is soft skills, the soft skills that veterans bring to the table. And I think that's what makes these coalitions important, because, correct me, and I'm looking particularly at Carmen here when I make this statement, but like companies don't necessarily usually hire around soft skills. It's more around hard skills. And so that's challenging to the way in which sort of we usually hire people. And so I don't know if it makes sense, Carmen, for you to like say one or two things about that, but again, I think speaks to the importance of a coalition and sort of thinking through how we hire this population.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's the thing, is that hiring is changing because of what we've got, not only what we've got going on, but who we have access to. So when you think about our military candidates and how many folks we have exiting the military a year, I think it's what, 100,000 individuals. Like that's our talent pool. So in order to recruit and retain, like those are the folks that we're looking at. You know, that's our population. That's what we have access to. So not only, you know, from a business case are we saying hire the veteran, but like as far as a volume, from the volume standpoint, that's who we have in our backyard to recruit. So I think that's been the shift to that soft skill, is because, you know, those individuals carry such great leadership, such great teamwork, integrity, all of those items. And we've also been shown that we can teach them to do something else, right? Like, especially in the financial industry, we've seen that. It's hard to have someone to show up to work every day on time and with this idea of like bringing their best self to work. Well, that's what the military does. That's what they were bred to do. And then we think, okay, well, as far as the customer facing is concerned or the technical piece is concerned, you know, lots of organizations have their own method of teaching and learning and development. At PNC, we have PNC University. So we have people that were hired to teach individuals how to do the job. But we don't have people that can teach others how to show up for the job. And I think that's what veterans bring to the table.
And that's what's brewing at the IVMF, in service to those who serve.